Welcome to the LCS Billing Support Team's webinar. Today's webinar is about the Vision To-Dos. The To-Dos widget displays workflow tasks assigned to your role, as well as follow-ups that have been entered in notes, that's general notes or collection notes. It is now LCS best practice to review your to-dos every day and to complete them in a timely manner. Once your clinical staff has gone through optimization and has attended the LCS optimization training, they will begin initiating to-dos. Your billing and clinical staff should review this process together upon return from training. To-dos are found on the Vision Home tab. You'll go to your Home tab, and then in the menu, look for your to-dos. If we click on to-dos, a list of residents will come up. The residents' names here, and then the process will be listed right here. The first thing you'll want to do is select the correct level of your community, the level that you are working with. In this case, we have the Health Center level of Community MM. The next thing you'll want to do is choose Assigned or Delegated or both. Your list will be more manageable if you see only those tasks related to your role, so we suggest that you choose Assigned and wait for the screen to refresh. Once you make this selection, the screen will always load this way unless you make another selection. To-dos are initiated by clinical staff when there is a new admission or a leave of absence or other census occurrence. The to-do has multiple steps, some of which are assigned to clinical, some to admissions, and some to billing. Your security role in Vision determines which steps you can access. If you click on the arrow next to a to-do, it will reveal the steps that remain to be completed. To select the to-do, just click on it, and it will open up a list on the left-hand side, and it will have the resident selected at the top. In this instance, the resident ribbon is collapsed so that all I can see is the name and the admission drop-down. If I want to see more of the resident information, I need to click this plus sign at the end of the ribbon. That expands the ribbon so that I see the diagnosis, primary care physician, primary payer, etc. On the left-hand side, we have the list of steps that make up this to-do, and it has taken me to the next step that's ready to be completed, in this case, the demographics. If you look at the list, you will see items that have been completed are checked off and have a green check mark next to them. Steps that still need to be completed do not have a check mark. Then there are steps with a red stop sign next to them. The stop sign means that this step is not your job. It is not related to your role. It is somebody else's assignment. And you cannot put check marks next to those steps. So our first step in this instance is to review demographics. So I would look down at the demographics and see what's missing or what might be incorrect. For example, this particular resident is missing the address. So I could fill in the billing address. Save it. Then to indicate that I'm done with that step, I'm now going to check it off, and it will take me to the next step in the list, which is to review providers. In this case, the physician is set up, and if that's the correct physician with the correct dates, then all I need to do is check it off, go to the next step, which is to review related party, etc. Now, a process can be interrupted. Perhaps I get a phone call and I need to switch to another resident. I can select that resident. I can go look at financial account inquiry, or I can run reports, or whatever it is I need to do. When I'm ready to return to my process, you'll see that there is a heading in my bottom bar that says Return to WF Health Center Admission, Cessna Jennifer. So even though I currently have Theodosia Malarkey selected, if I click Return to Health Center Admission, it's going to take me back to the person that I was working on, and it will take me back to the exact step that I was on. So here it is taking me back to Jennifer Cessna and to review the related party. If I exit the process, say it was the end of the day or I went to lunch, then I'll be logged out of Vision. But when I log back in, I will come and look at my to-dos, and I can go back into my to-do, or I can look at it, and I can see that it's now completed up to this step, Review Related Party, which was where I was at, and then select that item, and it will take me right back where I was. If we select another to-do, let's go to Mark Cessna. Not all steps will apply to all admissions. So for example, if this was not a Medicare A stay, then there would be no qualifying inpatient stay. Instead of just skipping this step, I will say, yes, I reviewed it, he doesn't need one, and I would just check that off and take me to the next one. To finish the process, when all of your steps are completed, you can see when I put the check mark in that it adds the green check mark to the side. So I'm completing all of my steps. These are all the steps that are my responsibility. Now, even though there are still some steps that need to be completed, since they have the red stop sign next to them, that tells me that I am not responsible for doing those. So I make sure that I have completed all of my steps and that I have checked them off. I can then click Close. And if I go back to my to-dos, then Mark Cessna disappears from my list. Because even though he has steps remaining, I have selected to see only those to-dos that are assigned to me. And since I completed all of my assigned steps on Mark Cessna, he is now gone from my list. Just remember that you'll want to review your to-dos every day and keep up with them. Different types of to-dos will have different steps. For example, this LOA hospital. The only step that is up to me in this particular process is to verify and update the LOA. In this case, it has not been entered yet. So someone on the clinical side has started this task, but none of the steps have been completed yet. So I can't do my step yet. So in this case, I'll just click out of that and work on another to-do. Thank you for attending our LCS Billing Support Team Vision webinar today. We hope that you'll attend many more. Thank you.